Hey, everybody. We are about 10 days away from the CBP Spring Virtual Conference happening this April 3rd to 5th. I can't wait. This is our 7th virtual conference. Huge thanks to Aseptic Fruit Purees, Jason Sleeman Brewery Lender, and Craft Brewery Financial Training.com for this one. Once again, April 3rd to 5th. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be available live, or you can rewatch it whenever you have time. And today, I'm joined by Roger with Ironheart Canning. Roger, how's everything going today?
Everything is great. Thank you, Andrew.
So I know we're interacting virtually right now, but it was so awesome to see you in Chicago for CiderCon. It was nice to be able to have an actual conversation in a nice space.
Definitely. Good show this year.
That's fantastic to hear. So, Roger, what does Ironheart do? Tell me a little bit more about what you do in the world of beer.
Ironheart celebrates its 10th anniversary this year. So
Wow.
it's a full decade of providing high quality mobile canning services to the craft beer, but really the beverage industry at large. So it kind of an exciting milestone for us. And we've grown from one canning line, one guy in a truck, to providing services in 29, 30 states, 80 canning lines, and approximately 75 million to 80 million cans a year.
Wow. Was that something you envisioned when you had that first candy line, that growth?
I'll admit, no, of course not. That's something like it's I look forward to speaking about in my talk is, you know, 10 years ago, cans were not the preferred package for craft beer. That's for sure. It was bomber bottles, and mobile canning was quite new, and a lot has changed over the decades. So, in the last 10 years, I think now it's perfectly acceptable, and it's an interesting option to in-housing a canning line, knowing that the mobile service exists. So there are a lot of aspects to that decision, and I hope to talk them through it. It's a classic insourcing versus outsourcing kind of question.
No, that's fantastic. Congrats on all that growth, first off. I mean, that's amazing. Over the past 10 years, the journey as an entrepreneur, I'm sure it was exciting, especially, raising a family at the same time. You're a busy man. And at the upcoming virtual conference, this is going to be on April 4th. You're going to be talking about mobile canning versus canning line investment. Can you talk to me a little bit more about what we can expect from your session?
Yeah, so as I already mentioned a little bit, I look at this as a classic insource and outsource question. So I'd like to cover basically the history of Ironheart, is what you'd expect in a quality mobile sourcing, and then really drill into the higher level business considerations such as capex, the costs of canning line investment, costs of insourcing beyond the equipment, what you should consider when comparing to a mobile service, the important quality control and different aspects of quality control that can't be ignored in the packaging process. The way I look at it, and I admit, being a mobile canning service provider, I'm a believer in what we do. So I might be slightly biased, but my presentation, the goal of it is really to ask the right questions of yourselves so you can make the correct decision. And perception isn't always reality. So if we ask the right questions, we can make an effective decision, and maybe not make a decision based off a narrative that would lead to a poor assessment.
No, very cool. And so what do you hope those watching your session take away?
I hope they take away that there are a lot of different in-house canning options now, but that a quality mobile canning service really can also be a sustainable canning infrastructure for a beverage producer. So there are pros and cons. There is additional investment in in-housing a canning line to attain this of a mobile canning provider that does it every day. And really, it's a question of what's best for your business, where you want to be, where yourself now, and then account some macroeconomic factors and individual situations that you find yourself in, what your passion is, what you want to focus on as a business. Is it packaging? Is it cost? Is it quality? So, once again, there's no one answer. There's no one size fits all solution to everybody. But I think I would like to possibly dispel the myth that it's everybody's destiny to own your own canning line as well. So certain some people's future, and it's really the best decision for some, but it certainly isn't for everybody. And I like to kind of walk through that decision together and ask questions.
Well, Roger, I can't wait to learn from you. I know there's a lot of other people who really want to learn about the subject as well. And for everybody who's interested in learning from Roger, it's going to be on April 4th, 12 p.m. Eastern as part of our spring virtual conference. And if you haven't already, be sure to register at spring2023.craftbeerprofessionals.org, and you get entered to win a limited edition CBP shirt, because you got to have a shirt to prove you were at the virtual conference, right? Well, Roger, always great to see you. Excited to learn from you, and I'll see you really soon, my friend. Thanks again. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, Andrew.